Hey, English learners, welcome back to the English Leap podcast, your cozy little place to learn real English through everyday conversations. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake.
And Jake has been in a strangely good mood for the last 7 minutes.
7 very solid minutes, thank you.
No, but really, you've got that suspicious face people have when life is suddenly being nice to them.
That is because life has been nice to me.
Oh, what happened? Did you win the lottery?
Better.
Jake, be careful with that word.
I had hot tea, the weather was good, my favorite song came on at exactly the right moment, and no one asked me to join a meeting.
Wow. So your happiness is deeply affordable.
The best kind.
And honestly, that is such a good place to start today's episode.
Because that question sounds simple, but it really isn't.
Yes. What actually makes you happy?
See, that's the problem. A second ago, I was happy. Then you turned it into homework.
Exactly. The moment someone asks the question directly, your brain suddenly panics.
It does, because now you feel like you should say something important, something deep, something impressive.
When really, sometimes happiness is tea, or sunlight, or hearing from someone you love, or laughing at something stupid when you thought you were in a bad mood.
And sometimes it's harder to answer because we spend so much of life chasing big things.
That we forget what actually makes us feel good while we're living it.
Yes, success, attention, money, productivity, being admired, being busy, looking like we have everything together.
And then one quiet little moment arrives, and somehow it feels more real than all of that.
Which is what we want to talk about today.
Yes, in this episode, we're exploring what really makes people happy. Not fake happy, not social media happy, not I should be grateful, so let me say I'm happy.
Very important category, that one.
Very important.
And we're talking about why this question is harder than it looks, why people often chase the wrong things, why relationships matter so much, why little moments are more powerful than they seem.
And why real happiness may be much quieter than we imagined.
Right. Less fireworks, more warmth.
Oh, I like that.
I know, I said it for you.
Thank you.
And as always, we'll keep the English clear, natural, and easy to follow.
Yes, this is a B2 level episode, so you'll hear richer vocabulary and natural expressions throughout the conversation.
But stay relaxed. You do not need to understand every single word. Just follow the meaning, enjoy the rhythm, and let your English grow naturally as you listen.
And later, we've got a really lovely word tour for this one too.
Strong words, soft words, happy words.
Oh wow, that sounded like a tiny poem.
See? I contain multitudes.
You contain theater.
Also true.
So stay with us. And if you enjoy learning English through real conversations like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our English Leap family.
And tell us in the comments, what is one small thing that genuinely makes you happy?
Something simple, something real, something that lifts your mood almost immediately.
Tea counts, by the way.
Of course it does.
All right.
Let's get into it.
So, Anna, let me ask you this properly now. When someone says, "What makes you happy?" why does that question suddenly feel so big?
Yes, exactly. That's where it gets interesting, doesn't it?
Because a second ago, happiness felt simple. Tea, music, good weather, no meetings. Beautiful, very clear.
Very healthy list, by the way.
I stand by it.
But the moment we ask the question seriously, something changes. No, we're not talking about a nice moment. We're talking about life. What really fills you, what stays with you, what actually feels like happiness beneath the surface.
Yes, and maybe that's why this topic is harder than people expect.
Because happiness is not just one feeling. It can be excitement, comfort, relief, connection, peace, gratitude.
And sometimes not even happiness in the bright, obvious sense.
Exactly. Sometimes what people call happiness is actually fulfillment.
Yes, and I think that's where people get confused, Anna. They hear the word happy and immediately imagine one very specific feeling: bright, excited, big smile, big moment.
Yes, like happiness has to arrive wearing fireworks.
Exactly. Very dramatic, very expensive.
And very tiring, honestly.
But real happiness is much more layered than that. Sometimes it's peace, sometimes it's relief, sometimes it's feeling loved, sometimes it's feeling proud of yourself, sometimes it's just feeling steady.
So what people are often searching for is not just a fun moment, it's something that feels meaningful, something that feels right in a deeper way.
Exactly. Not just, this is enjoyable, more like, this feeds something important in me.
I love that difference, because fun matters, pleasure matters, but not every good feeling reaches the same depth.
Right. A person can laugh a lot and still feel empty, and someone else can have a quiet life and still feel deeply fulfilled.
Which means the question is hard because happiness is not one clean little emotion. It has layers. It changes shape.
And maybe that's why people panic when they hear the question. They're trying to give one answer to something that is actually many things at once.
Yes, a person might say, I want to be happy, when what they really mean is, I want to feel safe, or I want to feel loved, or I want to feel calm for a while.
Or, I want life to stop feeling so noisy inside.
Yes, that too.
So maybe the first truth is this. Happiness is hard to describe because we often use one word for many different needs.
And the more honest you are with yourself, the more specific the answer becomes, which then leads to a really interesting question.
If happiness is more layered than we think, then why do so many people spend years chasing things that don't really satisfy them?
Because from the outside, some things look like they should make us happy.
Yes, they look convincing, shiny, successful, very neat on paper.
And life loves a shiny promise.
So people reach for the version of happiness that looks impressive from a distance. More money, more praise, more attention, more signs that they're doing well.
Which is understandable, by the way. None of those things are wrong in themselves.
No, not at all. It's just that people often load too much hope onto them. They think, when I get that, I'll finally feel whole.
Yes, the classic, I'll be happy when.
Dangerous sentence.
Very dangerous.
Because sometimes we imagine a future version of happiness that is so perfect, so complete, that real life cannot possibly match it.
We romanticize it.
We do. And then even when something good happens, it doesn't feel as big as we expected. Not because it's worthless, but because we asked it to do too much.
That's such a human thing. We don't just want good things, we want those good things to fix everything.
Yes, we want one success to heal insecurity, one relationship to erase loneliness, one achievement to silence self-doubt forever.
And life usually doesn't work that way.
Now, sometimes it gives you a lovely moment, not a complete transformation.
Which is still beautiful, by the way.
Very beautiful. Just smaller, more human.
And maybe healthier.
Yes, because if you always expect happiness to leave you on cloud 9, you might miss the quieter forms of joy that actually stay longer.
Right. On cloud 9, it means feeling extremely happy, almost floating. And that feeling is lovely, but it isn't meant to be your permanent address.
No, lovely place to visit, hard place to live.
Exactly.
You know, what's interesting, Anna?
What?
When people imagine happiness, they often picture achievements first. But when they talk honestly about their best moments, they often end up talking about people.
That is so true.
A conversation that made them feel understood. Someone waiting for them. A friend who checked in at the right time. A person who stayed.
Yes, or even just the feeling of being fully yourself with someone and not having to perform.
That can change everything.
Because relationships don't just make life busy or interesting, the good ones make life nourishing.
That's a beautiful word.
It is. If something is nourishing, it feeds you in a healthy, quiet, lasting way, not only physically, emotionally too.
So a nourishing friendship is not just fun, it restores you. A nourishing home is not just beautiful, it lets your body relax. A nourishing relationship gives your heart room to breathe.
Yes, and that matters more than people admit.
Because success can impress people, but relationships hold people. And I think many adults realize this a little late. They spend years building the outside of life, and then slowly realize the inside still depends on warmth, trust, and people who really know them.
Yes, a person can have a full calendar and still feel lonely. They can have status and still not feel held.
And the opposite is true too. A simple day can feel rich if it contains real connection.
A call that makes you laugh, a meal that feels easy, someone saying, "I know what you mean."
Those things look small from the outside, but emotionally they are not small at all.
They can carry a whole day. And maybe that's a good place to slow down a little.
Yeah.
Because once we talk about relationships, we naturally end up here, at the small moments.
Yes, the moments that don't look very important while they're happening.
But later, somehow, they stay with you.
A window open in the evening, the first sip of something warm, a joke you didn't expect, someone remembering a detail about you, a peaceful walk when your mind finally goes quiet.
What's interesting is those moments usually don't ask for much. They ask for attention.
Yes, which is why people miss them so easily, not because they don't exist, but because life is noisy and the mind is busy, and we keep rushing past the very things that could soften us.
That's why I really love that old saying, "Stop and smell the roses."
A classic for a reason.
Yes, stop and smell the roses means slow down enough to enjoy the simple good things in life. Not everything has to be dramatic to matter.
And I think happiness often hides in those ordinary places, not because it is weak, but because it is woven into daily life.
Which is where gratitude comes in.
Yes, and gratitude is not pretending everything is perfect. It's noticing what is already gentle, good, or meaningful, even inside an imperfect life.
I like that definition so much more than forcing positivity.
Same. Gratitude gets misunderstood.
It does. People think gratitude means ignoring pain, but real gratitude just says, yes, life is hard in some ways, and this small good thing is still real too.
The sky can be heavy, and the tea can still be lovely.
Exactly.
And maybe that is one of the deepest adult skills, learning how to notice what is tender and good without needing life to become perfect first.
And that's exactly where so many people struggle.
Yes, because that skill gets much harder the moment comparison enters the picture.
Ah, yes, the thief.
Extremely rude guest.
Very rude.
Because the moment you start comparing your life to someone else's, even a perfectly decent day can begin to feel smaller.
Yes, nothing has changed in your actual life, but now your mind is standing somewhere else, looking back at it with disappointment.
And that's where contentment gets damaged.
And contentment is such an important word here. It means a quiet sense of enoughness, not excitement, not perfection, just that grounded feeling of this is good, this is enough for now.
Comparison makes that feeling very hard to keep because it teaches the mind to say, yes, but look at them.
Their life, their relationship, their money, their progress, their confidence, their body, their joy.
And suddenly your own life starts feeling smaller, not because it became smaller, but because you placed it under the wrong light.
That's why the saying, "the grass is always greener on the other side," still hits so hard.
Yes. People think other people's lives look greener, calmer, happier, easier, but they are often seeing distance, not truth.
Exactly. Distance makes things look smooth. Reality is always more textured than that.
Every life has dishes. Every life has tension. Every life has moments people don't post, don't say, don't explain.
And when you compare your full, messy human life to someone else's edited surface, of course your own life starts to feel disappointing.
It's not a fair comparison. It never was.
So maybe one quiet form of happiness is protecting your attention, not letting every passing image tell you what your life should feel like.
Yes, because a peaceful life is much harder to feel when your eyes are always in someone else's garden.
And once comparison quiets down a little, another question appears. What actually lasts?
Ah, good question.
Because pleasure is real. It matters. A good meal matters, a holiday matters, a compliment matters, a funny night matters.
Of course, we are not against pleasure. We support snacks and good weather very strongly.
Deeply committed.
Absolutely.
But pleasure is not always the same as deep happiness.
Right. Some things are uplifting for a moment.
And uplifting means they lift your mood, your energy, your spirit. They make you feel brighter.
A song can be uplifting. A kind message can be uplifting. A beautiful morning can be uplifting.
And those things matter. But some uplifting moments are like sparks. Lovely, but brief.
Exactly. They brighten you, but they don't necessarily hold you.
Then there are the things that make you light up.
Yes, and if someone lights up, their face or whole energy becomes brighter because something genuinely touches them.
Like when someone starts talking about something they love, and suddenly you can hear the life in their voice.
That's one of my favorite things to witness.
Same.
But again, even that is not the full picture. A person can light up in a beautiful moment and still be searching for something deeper underneath.
Yes, because deep happiness usually asks for more than stimulation. It asks for connection, meaning, rest, honesty, inner steadiness.
Not just the thing that feels good, but the thing that stays good after the moment passes.
Which is why people can have lots of pleasure and still feel strangely underfed inside.
Emotionally hungry.
Exactly.
And maybe that underfed feeling is what pushes people toward meaning.
Yes, because a life that feels meaningful has a different emotional texture.
It does. Even hard days feel different when they belong to something that matters to you.
A person, a purpose, a piece of work you care about, a home you are building, a way of loving people, a value you live by.
And kindness fits into that in such a quiet, powerful way.
It really does, because when you are kind, life often stops feeling so narrow.
Yes. You step out of your own little mental circle for a moment.
You notice someone else. You soften. You become part of something warmer than your own thoughts.
And that can change the whole feeling of a day. Not in a dramatic way, in a human way.
Which is why some of the happiest people are not always the most excited people. Sometimes they are the most connected people.
Or the most useful.
Oh, that's good.
Because usefulness can be deeply comforting. Feeling that your presence helped someone, that your love mattered, that your effort reached another human being.
Yes, that gives life weight in the best sense.
And it also gives you something to look forward to.
Yes, and if you look forward to something, you feel happy or hopeful that it is coming.
A meal with someone you love, a quiet routine, seeing a friend, helping someone, even a small ritual that reminds you that life is waiting for you in a gentle way.
That's such a lovely thought. Happiness is not only in the moment itself, sometimes it lives in the soft pull toward the moment.
In the anticipation.
Yes, in the emotional shape of, I'm glad this is part of my life. And maybe that's exactly why real happiness can be so easy to miss. Because a lot of it is quieter than we imagined. It's not always loud enough to impress people.
I think that's true.
Maybe it doesn't always look exciting. Maybe it doesn't always sparkle. Maybe it doesn't always give you a story to tell.
Maybe sometimes it just feels like exhaling in a life that used to feel tight.
Oh, yes.
Maybe it looks like sleeping well, or not checking your phone with dread, or laughing more easily, or sitting with someone in silence and feeling no need to perform.
Or coming home to yourself a little.
That might be the line.
I think so too.
Because when people imagine happiness, they often imagine intensity. But a lot of real happiness may actually be serenity.
Yes, and serenity means a deep, calm, peaceful feeling. Not empty, not dull, peaceful.
A kind of inner quietness. A life that no longer needs to shout all the time.
And that kind of happiness can be easy to miss if you are only looking for excitement.
Which is why I actually love the saying, happiness is homemade.
Me too.
Because happiness isn't easy. Not because life is always soft, but because so much of happiness is built in small, daily human ways.
In what you notice, in how you speak to yourself, in who you stay close to, in what kind of life you slowly create.
In what you protect, in what you repeat, in what you allow to matter.
And maybe that's why real happiness feels quieter than we imagined, because it is less like winning something and more like living in a way that gently fits your heart.
Less fireworks.
More warmth.
Exactly.
And that feels like a lovely place to pause for a moment.
Yes, because we used some really beautiful words in today's conversation.
So, let's slow it down and look at them together.
So let's start with our first word from today's conversation, fulfillment.
Fulfillment is a deep feeling of satisfaction that comes from something meaningful. It is more than just having fun or feeling excited. It is the feeling that something truly matters to you.
For example, she found real fulfillment in doing work that helped other people.
Or, success looked good from the outside, but fulfillment mattered more to him in the end.
Repeat, fulfillment.
Fulfillment. Next, a very important word for today's episode, contentment.
Contentment means a quiet feeling of peace and enoughness. It is not loud or dramatic. It is the feeling of being okay with what you have in this moment.
For example, she was not excited all the time, but she had a deep sense of contentment.
Or, comparison can steal your contentment without you even noticing. Repeat, contentment.
Contentment.
Now, let's look at another beautiful word, gratitude.
Gratitude means noticing and appreciating the good things that are already in your life. It does not mean pretending everything is perfect. It just means seeing the value in what is already there.
For example, gratitude helped her notice the quiet good things in an ordinary day.
Or, even during a difficult week, he still felt gratitude for the people around him.
Repeat, gratitude.
Gratitude. Next, a very useful word, uplifting.
If something is uplifting, it makes you feel lighter, brighter, or more hopeful. It lifts your mood in a positive way.
For example, that conversation was so uplifting that I kept thinking about it all day.
Or, she likes listening to uplifting music in the morning. Repeat, uplifting.
Uplifting.
Our next word is a calm one, serenity.
Serenity means deep calm and peace. It is the kind of quiet happiness that does not need to be loud or exciting.
For example, he felt a sense of serenity when he sat by the sea at sunrise.
Or, real happiness sometimes feels more like serenity than excitement.
Repeat, serenity.
Serenity. Next, a word that feels very rich and gentle, nourishing.
If something is nourishing, it feeds you in a healthy way. It can be physical, emotional, or mental. A nourishing relationship or routine makes you feel supported and stronger.
For example, she wanted a more nourishing life, not just a busier one.
Or a nourishing friendship gives you comfort, trust, and space to be yourself. Repeat, nourishing.
Nourishing.
Now let's move to our first idiom from today's conversation. Stop and smell the roses.
Stop and smell the roses means slow down and enjoy the small good things in life. It reminds us not to rush past simple moments of beauty or peace.
For example, He was always busy, so his friend told him to stop and smell the roses sometimes.
Or, this episode is really about learning to stop and smell the roses.
Repeat, stop and smell the roses.
Stop and smell the roses. And next, our second idiom, on cloud 9.
If someone is on cloud 9, they feel extremely happy, almost as if they are floating. It describes a very high, excited kind of happiness.
For example, she was on cloud 9 after hearing the good news.
Or, he looked like he was on cloud 9 when he saw her at the airport. Repeat, on cloud 9.
On cloud 9.
Now let's look at our first phrasal verb, look forward to.
Look forward to means to feel happy or excited about something that is going to happen in the future.
For example, I always look forward to quiet Sunday mornings with tea and no plans.
Or, having something small to look forward to can change the whole mood of your week.
Repeat, look forward to.
Look forward to. And finally, our last phrasal verb from today's conversation, light up.
If someone lights up, their face or whole energy suddenly becomes brighter because they feel joy, excitement, or love.
For example, her face lit up when she started talking about her childhood home.
Or he always lights up when someone asks him about the things he really cares about. Repeat, light up.
Light up. And those were today's keywords and phrases.
Less fireworks.
More warmth.
Right. Take care of your English.
And take care of your heart. This is Anna.
And this is Jake.
And you've been listening to the English Leap podcast. Bye!
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.